Mahatma Gandhi, the pillar of indomitable spirit and the lessons we can learn. Imagine a world where a single man, armed only with his beliefs, can change the course of history. It sounds like a legend, a tale of old. But this is the story of Mahatma Gandhi. Greetings, noble viewers of Chronicles of Legends. As seekers of legendary tales, you've journeyed through myths, epics, and timeless stories. Today, we bring you not a myth, but a man whose life outshines any legend. Mahatma Gandhi, an Odyssey from Porbandar to global icon. Born Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in 1869 in a small coastal town in Gujarat, India, little did the world know that this shy and quiet child would one day become the global symbol of non-violence. Growing up in a merchant caste family, he was deeply influenced by the tales of valor and righteousness from Hindu scriptures narrated by his mother. Formative years of Mahatma Gandhi, one of the most revered leaders of India, are shrouded in mystery. However, some details of his early life have been pieced together through historical accounts and personal recollections. Gandhi was the youngest of 4 children. His father, Karamchand Gandhi, was a prominent statesman in the region, while his mother, Putlibai, was a devout woman who instilled in him the values of truth, nonviolence, and simplicity. Gandhi received his early education at a local school where he was an average student. However, his life took a dramatic turn when he was married at the tender age of 13 to Kasturba, a girl of 14 at that time. This early marriage would profoundly impact Gandhi's life, shaping his views on social issues such as child marriage and women's rights. Despite his privileged upbringing, Gandhi would become one of the most influential figures in India's struggle for independence, inspiring millions with his philosophy of nonviolent resistance. As Gandhi ventured to London for his studies, a pivotal moment in his life occurred. He vowed to his mother that he would abstain from wine, women, and meat. This promise was more than just words. It became the bedrock of his moral compass. Studies and life in London. London, 1888. The city stood at the zenith of the British Empire, a thriving hub of art, science, politics, and innovation. Its gaslit streets, iconic red double-decker buses, and the subtle murmur of the Thames were all set to greet a new visitor, a young man from Porbandar, India, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Young Mohandas arrived in London with a specific mission to study law and become a barrister. But London was to offer him much more than a formal education. In this sprawling metropolis, Gandhi would find himself amidst a whirlwind of experiences, ideas, and encounters that would subtly shape his ideologies. One of the most poignant moments during his stay was Gandhi's vow to his mother. He pledged to abstain from wine, women, and meat. While the city around him reveled in its Victorian excesses, Gandhi held fast to his commitments, showcasing an early glimpse of the discipline and integrity he'd become renowned for. In London, Gandhi navigated the intricate dance of assimilating with the Western world while staying rooted in his Indian values. This duality became evident in his sartorial choices. Initially donning the Western suit, aiming to fit in with his peers, he soon realized the futility of such external assimilations and reverted to simpler clothing, an early indication of his later iconic attire. London's intellectual scene was a treasure trove for Gandhi. He joined the London Vegetarian Society, where he met individuals who introduced him to the Bhagavad Gita, not just as a religious text, but as a spiritual guide. While the Gita was familiar to him from his days in India, it was in the bustling heart of London that he truly began to comprehend its profound philosophy. The city also exposed Gandhi to various religious and philosophical discourses. He delved into Christianity, studied the Bible, interacted with theosophists, and even attended seances. These diverse spiritual explorations deepened his understanding of religions, sowing the seeds for his later belief in religious pluralism. In 1891, Gandhi set sail back to India after completing his studies. While he left London as a qualified barrister, he brought back invaluable life lessons and an expanded worldview. With its vast libraries, animated debates, and myriad experiences, the city had been an unexpected crucible, refining and preparing a young Mohandas for the colossal challenges and adventures that awaited him. Mahatma Gandhi's journey of awakening in South Africa. South Africa is a land endowed with vast landscapes, from savannas to rugged coastlines. In the late 19th century, it was a nation rife with racial discrimination and deep-seated prejudices. Into this milieu stepped a young barrister from India, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Little did he know that this land, so different from Porbandar and London, would be the crucible for his philosophical evolution and the birthplace of his transformative political strategies. Gandhi initially traveled to South Africa on a legal assignment, but what he encountered was an entrenched system of racial segregation and discrimination. The infamous incident at the Pietermaritzburg train station, where he was unceremoniously thrown out of a first-class compartment because of his skin color, served as a stark introduction to the prevalent racial attitudes. Instead of retaliating with anger or aggression, Gandhi chose to respond with peaceful resistance. It was in South Africa that the seeds of his Satyagraha movement, a form of non-violent resistance, were sown. He mobilized the Indian community, leading them in peaceful protests against the oppressive past laws and other discriminatory measures. South Africa tested Gandhi's patience and resilience. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, he used these challenges to forge his principles and solidify his commitment to truth and justice. The concept of Satyagraha, meaning truth force or soul force, became the cornerstone of his campaigns. The years he spent in South Africa, living in the Phoenix settlement and later the Tolstoy farm, were not just about political activism. They were also a period of intense self-discovery and community living. These settlements became laboratories for Gandhi's experiments with truth, simplicity, and sustainable living. By the time Gandhi left South Africa in 1914, he was not just a barrister or a political activist. He had metamorphosed into a visionary leader with a clear philosophical path. The injustices he witnessed and experienced in South Africa galvanized him, refining his beliefs and methods. South Africa was Gandhi's proving ground, a land that brought out his indomitable spirit, honed his methods of peaceful resistance, and etched his place as a beacon of hope for oppressed communities worldwide. Through adversity, a global icon emerged, and the world began to take notice. Leadership in India. The Gandhi legacy of unyielding resolve. From the sun-kissed landscapes of South Africa to the diverse and vibrant mosaic of India, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's return to his homeland in 1915 marked the beginning of an epochal journey. A journey that would lead India to its long-sought freedom, with Gandhi at the helm, guiding its course with unparalleled wisdom and an unwavering commitment to non-violence. According to Gandhi's quote, "In a gentle way, you can shake the world." India at the time was a cauldron of discontent. The Indian National Congress, among other groups, was clamoring for self-rule. Yet, the struggle needed a cohesive direction. Enter Gandhi. With his ideologies of Satyagraha honed in South Africa, he provided a gentle but firm push, shaking the very foundations of the mighty British Empire. His first major initiative was the Champaran Satyagraha in 1917. Farmers were being forced to cultivate indigo, a cash crop, leading to widespread misery. Gandhi's intervention and the method of peaceful protest forced the British authorities to relent, making it his first significant victory on Indian soil. From one of Gandhi's famous quotes, "My life is my message," one can attest that Gandhi's leadership was never just about speeches or strategic movements. It was about leading by example. He started the Sabarmati Ashram, where the principles of truth, nonviolence, and self-sufficiency were practiced daily. His emphasis on hand-spun khadi was not just an economic strategy, but a means to instill self-reliance and dignity among Indians. The 1930 Dandi March was a masterstroke in peaceful resistance. Protesting the salt tax, Gandhi, with his followers, marched 240 miles to the Arabian Sea. The simple act of making salt resonated globally, highlighting the absurdities of British rule. It is Gandhi who said, "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." Throughout the freedom struggle, Gandhi's commitment to ahimsa, or nonviolence, remained unshakable. Even when faced with brutal repression, as in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, Gandhi's response was to advocate for forgiveness and to continue the path of nonviolent resistance. His call for the Quit India movement in 1942 further intensified the freedom struggle. Gandhi's rallying cry, "Do or die," echoed nationwide, galvanizing the masses into action. According to Gandhi, unity to be real must stand the severest strain without breaking. As the dawn of independence approached, India was on the brink of communal riots, and partition loomed large. Gandhi, the eternal optimist, tirelessly worked for Hindu-Muslim unity, emphasizing the shared heritage and mutual respect that had been the bedrock of Indian civilization. India's tryst with destiny on August 15, 1947, was not just the culmination of a political struggle. It was the manifestation of Gandhi's dream, an India free, united, and steadfast in its commitment to truth and justice. His leadership, rooted in profound wisdom and unwavering principles, remains an eternal beacon for generations, illuminating the path of righteousness, unity, and love. Amidst the folds of Gandhi's journey, we unravel universal lessons. 1. Conviction over conformity. Stand firm, even when the world sways in a different direction. 2. Might of nonviolence. True power emanates from a place of peace, not aggression. 3. Purpose and service. Find your path by lighting the way for others. There are many fascinating aspects to Gandhi beyond his well-known movements and struggles. For instance, he firmly believed in holistic living and conducted numerous experiments with his diet to explore this philosophy. Additionally, Gandhi was a strict disciplinarian who constantly challenged his beliefs. For example, he even tested his resolve by practicing brahmacharya, celibacy, under challenging conditions. From the coastal towns of Gujarat to the global stage, Mahatma Gandhi's journey resonates with the indomitable spirit of humankind. A man who became a movement, a whisper that became a war cry, Gandhi's tale is that of unwavering belief and unyielding strength. Remember, Gandhi said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." So dive deeper into incredible tales with Chronicles of Legends. If stories of fortitude, grit, and legends fascinate you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's traverse the annals of history and explore legends. Stay with us, for legends never fade.